Good evening. I'm Manuel Fernandez, and I'm going to do the case presentations of the chapter 7 and 8. Chapter 7 is quality organizations and services. What we're going to learn, the main keys we're going to learn in this chapter is knowing how to organizational structure and function influence quality and customer satisfaction, the key elements and purpose of a company's strategy, defining quality and its important methods of increasing creativity and innovation, how customer service affects performance, and describing how best to handle a difficult customer. Productivity in a quality-focused workplace. All organizations need to make profit to stay in business. This is something that we all know. Without businesses, without profit, businesses wouldn't be worth it, so the whole chain will finish. From that, we bring the word productivity, which means when perform an action that adds value to our company. The company strategy outlines major goals and objectives that serve as a road to success and is agreed down under the strategic plan. Directional statements are the mission, vision, and values of the organization. The mission statement is a statement of purpose. The value statement defines what is important to and what the priorities are for the company. The stakeholders are the entities who have a direct interest in the company. The goal is the main target. In businesses, it describes what needs to be achieved for the success of the company. And the objective identifies specific activities that support our goal. The lines of authority. The way a company is organized is called the organizational structure. The graphic visual display of this structure is called the company organizational chart that we will see later on the presentation. Each company has a leader or CEO, which means Chief Executive Officer, in charge of direction of the company and making reports for the board of directors. We can see here we have the shareholders, which are the group of people who bought the majority of the shares on the public exchange of the company. Then under those we have the board of directors, who are mainly who takes all the decisions for the company. The chairman who reports all the procedures and all the ideas to the board of director. And then we have the main officers, which is the chief, the CEO, chief executive officer, the chief financial officer, and the chief operating officer. Every company is divided by divisions, and every division is divided by department. Those departments can be the finance and accounting, who are mainly the ones in charge of securing and the growth of the company's financial assets. The human resource department, which is in charge of recruiting, hiring, and training. The operations department is in charge of production and distribution. The information system department, which is the one in charge of the electronic management and everything related with technology. And the market department, which is the one in charge of creating, pricing, selling, distributing, and promoting the main product of the company. The quality of the company. All companies offer or sell a product. It is what produced by a company. Products can be goods, tangible, that means we can touch them, or services, intangible, which means it's not a product we can touch. It's something that serves us to make our life easier. The quality is a predetermined standard that defines how a product is to be provided. Customers are loyal when they receive value, which means customers believe they receive a good deal for what they pay. Creativity and innovation. As the global economy becomes competitive, it is necessary for individuals to enhance their creativity. Creativity is coming up with a new and unique item, service, or system. Creativity is not useful if the new ideas are not acted on Innovation is a process of turning a creative idea into reality. About customer service, customer service is a treatment an employee provides the customer. A company cannot survive without customer, so having a perfect customer service will lead a company to have a better development and better profits. Customers are divided in two big groups: internal customers, who are the employees within the company, and external customers, who are individuals outside of the company. The impact of customer service. Excellent customer service is a gateway to a company and the biggest customer return. Happy customers also tells others about your businesses, which means if you treat someone really well and they're happy about their treat, then they will tell others about our company, and that's a mouth-to-mouth marketing that will help our company to increase and to become bigger and bigger. So it's like a double trade cycle. If we treat the customer well, they will treat us well, and we will both win. So if a customer perceives that he or she has received value quality, then he or she will display loyalty to you and your businesses. The more information businesses maintain about their customers, the more they're able to personalize service. That's how technology nowadays it's helping all these companies to record all the feedbacks and all the details about customers, so companies are able to keep sending advertising or thank you letter or some offers to loyal customers, so they make sure they keep in touch with them and they will come back to buy, or they will be always there for our product. Some example of these technologies are like databases and any electronic records. The difficult customers. Not all the customers are going to be great, and the best customers always. So sometimes we can find that customer that is really difficult to deal with. So in order to successfully resolve a difficult customer's complaint, we should do the following steps. We should stay calm and let the customer talk and listen for facts. So we have to let him talk and not interrupt him, because he can get nervous and the conversation can go negatively. Watch the body language of the customer will help us understand the position or what the customer is thinking that moment. If he's angry, if he's relaxed, he can show us a lot of things. Acknowledge the customer's frustration. Find the resolution, which is basically trying to find the best way to approach that customer in that moment. Know company policy, which means we always have to have present the different companies, our company policies, so we can try to resolve the problem without being charged or judged by the company afterwards because we didn't act on the right way or following our company's policies. Expect conflict but do not accept abuse, it means we have to be ready to deal with this difficult customer, but we can never let him go on top of us or abuse us. In that case, then we need to invite him to stop talking to us or calm down before keep talking to us. And if we think that we cannot deal with the situation, then we better lead him to talk to our supervisor or someone else who can carry the conversation in a different way. And that was pretty much it for chapter 7. Now we're going to go for chapter 8, which is based on human resources and policies. After this chapter, we should have a better understanding about the purpose and name key services that the Human Resource Department provides to the employees. We should be able to list the primary elements of the employee orientation program. We should be able to describe the purpose of an employee handbook, identify the types of employee status, defining performance evaluations, providing a general overview of employee benefits, and should be able to explain the purpose of a union and its benefits. The Human Resource Department is one of the first departments we will interact with when applying for a new job, which means every time we are applying for a job, the application form is going to be probably made by the Human Resources Department. Every time we're going to go through the hiring process, we have to go through some steps, like an interview. Every single interview is going to be processed by the Human Resource Department or the manager of that position. That manager belongs to the Human Resource Department as well. So pretty much the Human Resource Department is like the first step that we need to walk in before start in any company. Also, the Human Resource Department is responsible for hiring, training, compensations, benefits, performance evaluations, complaints, promotions, and changes in any work status. Employee orientation. Within the first days of our new job, we receive an employee orientation, where the company's purpose, structure, and major policies are explained. During those first days, we have to make effort on meeting coworkers and potential mentors. That will help us get a better environment and feel us more comfortable in our workplace. And it's really important to meet those mentors because, well, basically a mentor is someone who can assist us developing and growing up in our career. So it's really important that we get to meet them because it's like a getaway to our success in that company. Also, mentors will help us understand the culture of the company, which include the values and expectations. The employee handbook. An employee handbook outlines an employee's agreement with the employer regarding work conditions, policies, and benefits. After the handbook is reviewed, you will usually be asked to sign a statement affirming that you have received the handbook, read it, and agree to its contents. Employer will and right to revise. The employer will is basically one of the major policy statements that it's usually placed at the beginning of our employee handbook. An employer also has a right to revise, which means is a statement contained in the employee handbook that provides an employer the opportunity to change or revise existing policies. Employment status. These classifications are usually determined by the number of hours worked per week, but the most usual one is full-time employees, which is a regular 30 to 40 hours per week with some vacations, paid vacations. Part-time employees, which is it's employees who only work valued hours, usually goes between 15 or 20 hours a week. And then the last ones are temporary employees who are hired only for a specified amount of time. Like for example, a big example of this is I was the manager of one restaurant back in Spain. So I had a budget to a certain amount of budget for waiters, and because in a restaurant you never know how many people is gonna come and when, so because it's a little bit unpredictable. So we will always play with the role of these temporary employees because of it's let's say in Spain from 2 p.m. to 4 5 p.m. is like the climax hours for lunch, and then 9 p.m. to like 12 p.m. at night, it's like the time where more people come for dinner and then to stay there for a few drinks. So because I knew that, I was hiring some temporary employees to come to the restaurant only for like 2 or 3 hours a day during those rush hours. So then they were getting paid a little bit more hourly than the full-time employees, but at the end of the day, they were just getting like 7 or 8 hours a week, which is not really worth it to be working like that for a long period of time. But just if you're like a student, like usually they were all students, and you don't have much time to be working full time, so you only look for those temporary employments where you can just get a few hours per week, but you get some money for it. The introductory period or probation is the first period that goes usually for 1 to 3 months, where the employers analyze and decide where if the employee is going to continue or not at that position. That usually what employers look for is for good attitudes and good performance while the employee is working. Job descriptions basically outlines who you report to and the duties of our job. The performance evaluation identifies how work performance will be measured. Those performance evaluations also help employees realize how they're doing and if they need more training. Every employee should arrive at evaluation meetings with positive attitude, and we should always thank the supervisor when getting a positive evaluation. And in the other side, whenever we get negative evaluation, we should never confront the supervisor. We should share our concern, but supported by fact, and always when the supervisor is done speaking or talking. Benefits. Benefits may include healthcare or paid vacations. Well, we all know benefits are some pay-wise benefits. I would say benefits are some increase in our paycheck that is not in our regular salary because of many reasons. Sometimes it can be because we achieve some goals, and sometimes because it's under the company's policy. So those, in case we're qualified for those benefits, we will receive a paperwork to complete and to return it to the company. Common health related benefits include medical, vision, or dental insurance. Those medical benefits include coverage for physicians and hospital visits. The vision benefits include care for our eyes. Dental benefits provide care for our teeth, and retirement plan, it's a savings plan for when we voluntarily and permanently leave our workforce. So we, during our entire employment life, we keep saving money. We save a percentage of our savings, monthly savings. We put it toward that retirement plan. So whenever we retire, we have that money to live with. Open door policy. It's basically communicate to employees that the management and the human resource department are available to listen if there is any kind of concern from part of the employees. Unions. A union is an organization whose purpose is to protect the rights of employees. The representation is outlined in a contract between the employer and the union called the bargaining agreement. If your company's employees are represented by a union, the union will contact us and invite us to become a member of that union whenever we start working for that company. And that was pretty much it for chapter 8. If any of you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. My email is fernandezech@uwa.edu. And thank you so much.